Okay, so welcome. We are about to start to get on a road trip together with the guys from Slotsmedia, and wanted to take the advantage of having them here to interview them and talk a little bit about the project. It's the first time I'm doing a podcast in English, so excuse my English, and with 3 people, so I'm not sure how it's going to work out. So we'll give it a try, and we'll talk a little bit about them and about the project, the Stag culture that you may have been seeing around teasers and trailers, and some of you may still wondering what it's all about. So welcome to Spain, guys.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
You have to put the mic closer now.
Sorry, buddy.
We're going to get used to this eventually.
Yeah. So you guys arrived on Wednesday, and we have been a couple of days of preparing the trip that we're going to start, and we haven't still packed the car yet.
It's been chaos. It's been like controlled chaos, but we're getting it. We think we're at a point now where we can actually relax a little bit.
So you guys have an idea. Lewis and I, we are super unorganized, to be fair. And Jack is completely the opposite. So he's managing the whole organizational point of view and logistics.
Yeah, it's. I'm surprised I haven't had an aneurysm yet.
And he have done such a good job that we have half of the car empty now.
Well, to be fair, you came up with some good solutions. The roof rack is good. That saved us a lot of space. But I don't know what we're going to fill the car with now. Chorizo?
And
Stag heads.
Meat? Yeah, stag heads. That space will disappear quickly.
Yeah, so to start with, who is Slotsmedia? Like, where are you guys from? Who you are for the guys that don't know about?
So we're from Wales, which is in the UK. We started off just filming our own adventures, really, and it's in the fields around Wales, chasing foxes, hunting foxes, and then I think we made Slotsmedia when we wanted to enter the Kuyu Film Festival in like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
There's something 2016, I think. So then we went on a trip to Scotland and tried to get all 3 of us Robux and put it on film. And then from there, we kind of put that on YouTube, put some other stuff on YouTube, and then people like you were asking, do you want to come and film us do this? Do you want to come out and hunt yourself and film that? And
it's got to be said, though, you were the driving force to begin with. Look at that. Lewis came up with the idea of Slotsmedia. At first, I was like, why would you want to photograph and film your hunts? Like, why would you even want to do that? And I was super reluctant, probably pretty grumpy during the first few trips, because I felt like it took away from our hunting a bit, because it was, no, stop there, we need to do this kind of thing.
What you find with Jack, if he's hunting as well as filming, he just wants to hunt.
I hate trying to.
He gets to this point where he doesn't want to make a film. And he's like, no, I don't care anymore. I just want to kill something.
Yeah. And then I left my job last year to become full time. So it's come full circle now.
It's time to start full time with all the COVID stuff.
Yeah, I've had a lot of time at home. It was the worst timing ever. But we're here now, so that's good.
Yeah, no, and I think that we got in touch through social media a few years ago, and we got on the first trip to Norway. That actually the film is on YouTube if you wanna guys check it out. And Lewis came, and we had a pretty awesome time in Norway.
With some challenges.
A few. The weather was beautiful. You wonder why everyone comes during the summer to Spain, because Norwegian summers are terrible. We only got to see
one hill
and bugs like the last day of the trip. So
yeah, to be honest, from the stuff I've heard from that trip, I'm kind of glad I didn't go on that one.
We got to know each other pretty well.
Yeah.
So it was a good test for Lewis, and he did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, it's your highest performing video so far, isn't it?
That's the first time you've ever told me that, Pedro.
Oh, what a time to tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
live
listen.
on Instagram. Everyone
Don't
everyone
cry.
heard that.
Don't cry.
Yeah. No, it was really good. I really enjoyed that because that was my first ever backcountry experience. So when you said we're going to go into Norway and film a reindeer hunt from a tent, you know, I think someone asked about camera setups, and I was like, I don't know. You know, I don't know what I need. So I spent like probably a month just on YouTube, like looking up how do you charge camera batteries with a, you know, solar charger, and then people are like, no, just buy extra batteries, and suddenly you've got like 2 batteries a day, and then we're out there for 6 days, so you've got like 12 batteries. That's going in, and you're like, no, we're walking in. So then you're like, okay, what can I take out to put camera gear in? So it was like in at the deep end, but it was good. It was good fun.
Yeah, we were quite short on trail mix and on food, actually.
Yeah.
We missed 1 day of food. Like, we were like, it's gonna be six nights. Let's bring food for 6 days. Like, no, you need to bring food for 7 days. So the last couple of days were tight on food.
Yeah. And Pedro's, we like walking up the hill onto the like plateau where we're going to camp. Pedro's like, no.
Well, you just did the maths.
Yeah. Like halfway through like a 15k hike or something, and he's like, we're hunting for 7 days. We got food for 6 days.
Oh, what a time to realise.
And the pack out was pretty...
So then it was rations then of fistful of porridge for breakfast with water, noodles for lunch, a bit of trail mix as a snack, and then 1 real termite, which was like 500 calories. So we were on like, 1,200 calories a day, burning like 5,000.
Yeah, I had the feeling that we could have it like twice easily. Like, easily. But we were hoping that the caribou hunt was going to be easier. Actually, like, we were going to shoot a caribou in the first 3 or 4 days. And we struggled. I mean, like, we barely made it to the airport.
Yeah.
Like, we pack out the whole night, get to the car, and had to drive straight more or less to the airport. We were falling asleep. That drive was...
Because you don't see that in the video.
Yeah, we were already too tired.
Get into the car, and then we're like, oh man, it's like a flight in 8 hours.
And we need to drive for 6.
No, it was 5 hours or something.
5 hours? Yeah, I remember waking up in the middle of the road, and Frederick was sleeping on a stop sign. And I was like, how long have we been in this crossing with Frederick sleeping on the middle of the road at 3 a.m? But
that seems to be a common theme with all the trips with you.
yeah, because the next trip we made was to Bulgaria. We went to hunt for Balkan chamois in the springtime, combined with capercaillie. So it's a pretty hard combination because for capercaillie, you have to go very early in the morning. So you basically wake up at 2, 3 in the morning because you need to stalk the capercaillie when they are they are rutting, and you need to stalk them at night at complete darkness. So you need to be in high altitude forest at 4 in the morning or 5. So you need to wake up at 2. And on the other side, the chamois hunt, it was April, I think. So there was light up to 10 in the afternoon. So by the time we made it to the hotel, it was already 11, 12. So
we averaged 2 hours and 50 minutes of sleep.
And he's not making that number up. He's like the type of guy that controls that type of stuff.
We had an app measuring that. Yeah, that was crazy. I just, third day in or whatever it was, I remember we stopped because we were listening for the capercaillie call, and then I just heard this. Like really heavy, gentle breathing, and I turned around and Lewis had the camera and he had a monopod and he was asleep, stood up, like we stopped for 5 minutes and he'd gone. We just reached that point where it was like blackout whenever we sat in the car.
I can't believe we didn't break any of the windows from
with your heads
from the car because we were like on all the time.
I think I've got a video of you hitting the roof.
Yeah. the worst roads in Europe in that part of Bulgaria, and when you're blacked out asleep, whack, like getting slammed into it. Oh man,
it was a tough hunt. Luckily, we got the chamois with the bow in the first couple of days, and we made it happen because the conditions of hunting were very tough. There is a lot of forest in that area, so that time of the year it's pretty warm. Animals barely move, so we had a hard time finding chamois.
Yeah, we were lucky to get onto that one, weren't we? And skill, but you know.
Yeah, I mean,
it was tough.
It's the first opportunity that we got, and luckily we made it happen. I made a shot. It was not the best shot. It was a little bit front because the angle was super steep, and the buck bleed a lot. But it got dark, and we started following the trail, and it reached to a point that we couldn't find blood. So the guide, what was the name of the guide? Vladimir kind of said that the hunt was basically over because the animal had a big injury and that it's probably dead or whatever. So next day we went there just to try to find him alive or dead or whatever, to just like to do something in the morning.
And found him on the road. So,
and when
like
Vladimir,
from the side of the road,
and we start glassing the side of the hill, and suddenly Vladimir, like with not a single smile on his face, he's like, I see the somewhat dead.
At first, he did this. And we were like, it's asleep?
Sleeping.
Because there was no common language.
Yeah, but like,
and you're like, it's asleep? Or it's dead? And he's like, no, look. And
kaput. No, he's like, kaput. Like, but are you serious that you have seen the somewhat dead and you haven't even smiled?
Yeah.
Because he even raised his voice level at all. He was like, the chamois is dead. Are you fucking joking? Are you joking? And it took us a while to find it in the rocks, and he actually saw it like dead in the rocks. And to take it out of the rocks was...
But crucially, like it was halfway up a cliff, wasn't it? And then you got so excited. We got down there, like celebrated everything, got down there, got up the other side, and you were like, ditched the bag, walked out onto this cliff ledge, and then went, oh my God. There's that picture of you realising that you've just walked out onto this moss-covered ledge, and it was like a 40-foot drop.
Yeah, no, and the thing is that I did for like 6 meters or whatever, and when I was 1 meter to the animal, I realised that it was all like wet rock with moss, like 1 foot wide, and I couldn't grab anywhere, and I panicked. I'm like, what I have just done.
Imagine if you'd got it and like... You'd actually gone to like, and it just, because it was barely on the ledge and slipped off the ledge.
Well, actually, we had to grab a stick with one of the ties from the boot.
That worked really well, didn't it?
Yeah, hooked it somewhere and it drove for like...
Yeah, like 40 foot.
40 foot? Yeah. So.
But it didn't break, so it worked.
And the next one was in Romania. I went with Jack.
Yeah.
After that hunt, Lewis quit filming international hunts. He decided he was...
I'm still catching up on sleep.
You've actually built in a sleep guarantee to the contracts, haven't you? Yeah. Minimum of 5 hours.
And we went to Romania and we got a lot of sleep in that trip too.
Yeah, we got loads. So much.
I think it's the trip that I have hiked the most. Because we will start in the morning, hiking for we hiked for 2 hours or something.
Yeah.
And we start seeing like beautiful Samoa country. We were hunting Carpathian Samoa in December. And we're like, fuck, this country looks amazing. And the guy pointed to the top. It's like, we're going there. Like, nah, he's joking.
But we got no warning about what that 2 hour hike, it was so steep. And we all like layered up because it was freezing. And then Carlos didn't take his layers off. And then that really bit him in the arse later on because he got really cold when we got up the top, didn't he?
I told him.
He was shaking so badly. But I mean, it took us 2 hours to even break out the tree line of just solid climbing. That was brutal.
Yeah, and the first day it was all foggy. And the guy, and we told the guy, like, I don't think it makes sense to keep climbing because there is a biggest storm above us, so we are not going to be able to see anything. And the guy is like, maybe if we climb higher, we see something. So we keep climbing and climbing and climbing, and the fog was even more dense and dense.
And it was snow, and then the snow and the ice got worse and worse. Like everything was icing up.
Useless.
The camera wasn't doing well. Like there's nothing to see as well. Like, I mean, from a cameraman's perspective,
it was useless.
Yeah, it was useless. We've got this epic hike. We're spending hours on this massive loop through the snow, but you can't even tell the difference between the sky and the snow because it's just a total whiteout. And then sometimes I was dropping back and taking some distant shots and stuff like that. And then the only way I could find you was by following your footprints in the snow, because you just totally disappear then, because it just like swallows you up. Mist, snow, the lot. So yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
And then you came back with a broken camera screen.
Came back with a broken camera screen.
You broke it?
Yes. The snow. It started snowing on the way back down on the second day.
Oh, good.
It went. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Nah, it's all right. It's okay. But one of the hazards, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but we end up shooting a beautiful Carpathian Samoa, so we got lucky. And the last trip was just before the COVID and all the flights cancelled and all that. In March, I went with Jack to Pakistan, and we hunted for sea ibex.
Yeah.
And that ibex got a nice drop too.
Yeah.
From the cliff.
You got a real talent for dropping them off cliffs, haven't you?
I think they die from the drop more than from the arrow.
You just give them a shock and they like jump off. Yeah, that was a totally different experience though. That was totally different, the way they did that.
Yeah, and it was complete opposite. And in Pakistan, they have a traditional way that they know very well the areas, and they know because they are separate from that area, so they kind of move the animals around, and you get in positions where the animals pass by. And they did a drive that it was nuts. Like we had ibex jumping above us, rocks dropping,
But it's solid adrenaline for like 20 minutes. 20 minutes of just... And afterwards, you feel just drained, like emotionally and physically, don't you? Because it's too much adrenaline to take for that long.
No, remember that
it's too much.
I talked to the guides and I told them, because I knew that was the traditional way of doing things, and I told them that I rather shoot the ibex traditional spot and stock, and they were like, okay, we let you give it a go, and if it doesn't work out, you let us try, and we were like, okay, that's a fair point. And when they did the first drive, I told you, like, we need to kill it this way, because it's the most amazing feeling ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely different.
Yeah, it was enlightening, wasn't it? But I mean, and it's a really weird setting as well, because how the mountains are, those Sind mountains, is it's plains as far as you can see, and then it just abruptly goes steep. We've got a technical problem.
Is it? I don't know what it is. It's probably the battery or something.
No?
Still good?
Yep.
Yeah. But it
will go on YouTube anyways too. So
yeah, but the mountains are just incredible. Just totally different. It's like a desert, but super high up. I can't really describe it any other way.
Yeah, hopefully this situation ends soon and we can be on a plane.
Back to Pakistan.
I don't know, back somewhere.
You did say Iran. I like the idea of Iran.
Yeah, when we were planning Pakistan, I told Jack we're going to Pakistan, and he said, like, I have a friend that he told me that it's the only place that I should never go.
Well, that is true, and especially in the province of Balochistan, where we went to. Well, we were right on the border, weren't we, of Balochistan, but they have, a fairly serious threat from a rebel group in that area, and they have been for tens of years. So, and actually there were some attacks before and after we were there, but they're mainly against government facilities and police and stuff like that. So we wouldn't necessarily have been targeted, but it's still an unsteady political situation and a place to watch. So it's not somewhere you'd go on holiday normally.
Jack likes to have things under control. I don't ask that type of questions to my friends.
I probably wouldn't have been allowed to go, put it that way, if I was still in the military in February when we went. I wouldn't have been able to go. But because I came out just before, we're okay.
Good. What is the reason that we are here? We are doing a project that it's called Stag Culture, and it's basically a road trip. Like, the rat season for the red deer is pretty short, so we were thinking during COVID times, like, what we can do to make it last longer, or to make the most out of these few weeks of the red deer rat, because we are desperate to get out and to hunt because it has been a long spring at home. So we came out with this idea of doing a road trip all around Europe, actually, that we were going to start in Spain, go through Austria, and end up in Scotland and hunt the red deer and kind of like cover the different cultures and different ways people hunt red stags around Europe. But with all this situation, we had to cancel that trip because Scotland wouldn't allow people from Spain. Austria now requires like a quarantine or something and a PCR test or whatever. And so we finally end up changing the whole project and we're going to do a road trip around Spain.
I think it's a good starting point as well because this is your home ground. It's a good starting point and we want to do more seasons, don't we? So we can all, Europe will be there next year.
Well, we'll see if we survive season 1 first.
See if we still like each other. You might have to find new cameramen after season 1.
It's going to be a challenge. Yeah. I can tell.
Yeah. I mean, not just being like creative for that amount of time is tough. And we've had to lay out a whole framework, haven't we? Because otherwise you just end up making all the videos the same. That would be it. There wouldn't be any difference between them. It would just be a load of hunting videos. But, and rightly so, you want it to be more than that. So, we've got a plan. We're going to see if it works for this first season and then see where that goes. Yeah,
so the plan is it's going to be 6 chapters, and we're going to be in 6 different locations. And the first location is going to be in Akerland, a hunting area from my friend, that we're going to be hunting with Vic, my wife. And we're going to try to get her first red stag with a bow. And for that hunt, we're going to split each other and try to cover it from 2 perspectives. From my wife, who's going to hunt with my wife?
Well, we were waiting to see who was most fed up with you, to be honest, by the time we started hunting. And then
That's
they could
tomorrow,
go with Vic.
So...
That's tomorrow. Well, yeah, we're going to have a discussion tonight before bed and then decide.
Flip a coin.
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
Yeah. We're not sure.
Yeah. Okay, so one of you guys is going to go with my wife and another one with me, and we're going to try to bow hunt for red stag, mouflon, and there's also wild boar for 3 days or 4 and see what happens. Then we go...
But you're going to do spot and stalk and Vic's going to do from a blind, is she? Or like from stationary?
No, I think he's going to do spot and stalk too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the thing about red stag is that they are complicated to shoot from a stand.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of like do a spot and stalk, but every 200 meters or whatever, you may stop for half an hour on a trail to see what the animals do, to listen and all that. But I think spot and stalk is the most effective way. That's why he got the new sight he got the Garmin sight that calculates the drop and all that. She's shooting only 45 pounds, so it's hard for her to predict the drop of the arrow because it's really large. You guys have seen it yesterday. So the Garmin sight basically does all the calculation. You can draw the bow back, measure, and it will calculate the drop and put the pin where you need to. So that will help her a lot. So.
I'm excited to see a red stag. We've not, the only bow hunts we've been with you on are ibex and chamois. So I'm excited to get, and we've never hunted ibex or chamois. So there's a little bit of detachment there, like, it's something we've not hunted before. But because we've grown up hunting reds, it means we're actually really excited to see one shot with a bow. Well,
we only did we filmed our first rut. Red Rut last October with Matthew Marsden, and we went to Norway where we were hoping to go on this trip, but obviously couldn't because they're not accepting anyone. Because Norway is a peninsula of Scotland, so it's still on the mainland, but it's on the west coast, and it's a part of the west coast which you can't get to only by boat. So they have decided this year, because of COVID, that they're not accepting any foreign hunters at all whatsoever. So obviously that we couldn't go there. But we went there last year, and you hear all the roars around the glens, and obviously it's big mountains, no trees, some forestry, but it's all like echoes and stuff. But the videos that you showed us, it looks completely different. So whereas you hear them in Scotland from like far away, but then you might hear them coming up a valley as you're filming, waiting for them to come and shoot, like waiting for them to stop somewhere where you can shoot them. it looks like it's more going to be close up, really loud in Acorn Land with the bow.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be special.
That's going to be exciting, I think.
Yeah. We'll see. And that's the problem because we shake as much as you do. Like you probably shake less than we do actually, because you've had more exposure. That's where the monopod. Oh God, I hate that monopod.
I mean, it's better filming a bow hunt than it is a rifle, especially when because you don't use a moderator or a silencer. When your gun goes off with that muzzle brake on the 270. You'd be filming something, and I have to make sure we're on a tripod, because if you just hold it freehand, as soon as the gun goes off, you just jump, and the camera so you miss the kill shot. So I've got to make sure I'm not touching anything.
With the bow, it happens sometimes. If the camera guy can be so focused and so much adrenaline, then the fuck. But
not us.
We'll see.
We're pros.
We'll see.
Semi-pros.
If you get it in focus.
We've never had that problem. We haven't.
And the next stop will be in Gredos. So in that hunt, we're gonna go on a mountain hunt. That actually, my friend, we almost had to cancel that one to help the organizational trouble of organizing the whole thing. 600 hectares burned in that property that we were hunting. So, and we're going to be hunting with horses and sleeping on a hut, and my dad is going to join. So that's going to be...
Question, might be a bit late for this. Do we have to ride horses?
I don't know. I think the horses are more for...
Because I don't know how to ride a horse.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know how to ride a horse.
Really?
Yeah, well, I think I'd be pretty good at it, but I don't know how to ride one.
I've ridden a horse before, but not very well.
When I was a kid, for a couple of times. On the beach.
It's getting the rhythm where you kind of go the same way as the horse, because the way I was riding, it was kind of like...
So we're not riding the horses. We're riding.
I think the horses are more to carry the gear up.
Okay.
To camp than actually the hiking, because the hiking is not that bad. But we'll see. You had to see Cam Henderson in Mongolia.
He doesn't like horses, does he?
He was stopped in the middle of the hill, saying, "Please, horse, move forward."
Trying to reason with it.
3Ks behind us. But sometimes it's just more a matter of which horse you got than the actual thing. But
okay.
But if we do have to ride them, then we can just drape Jack over one.
Yeah, just treat me like a saddlebag. I'll be fine. I'll go to sleep.
And let's see what happens. We're going to be hunting with my dad. He's going to be the one actually shooting. So
okay.
Let's see if we are going to be the first ones hunting in that area. So hopefully we get to see some stags.
But your dad doesn't like us.
Yeah,
but we love Pepe, but he doesn't love us.
We don't know what we did.
Yeah,
in Bulgaria.
I mean, tensions were running high, very little sleep, food wasn't great, perfect storm for Pepe to not like us, I guess. So we're going to make an effort this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pepe, they're going to make an effort, so...
We're coming for you, Pepe.
I told them that my dad used to make all these videos from all his hunts or whatever, and they're like, really? He didn't want us to film him in Bulgaria.
Yeah, but he was presenting his own hunting program, wasn't he?
Yeah,
maps and everything.
Yeah, I need to put those tapes and digitalize all those tapes and put a video together, because
I mean,
it has a lot of content. Every single trip film.
Sometimes people don't like to be filmed, and that's fine, because some people don't like cameras, they don't like it in their face, whatever. And that's just what we thought Pepe was. Turns out, Pepe was presenting his own hunting series.
Just not for us.
Just not for us.
I think Pepe needs to feel like you guys are not there.
Okay.
And that your guys are not opening another little bag to take something out.
Yeah, we're not particularly good at hiding away like that, but we'll try.
Good, man.
You have a real issue with our dry bag system that we should probably cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the system?
The system is, Okay, you double waterproof everything. Everything gets double waterproof because you can't trust one dry bag, but you can kind of trust two because the chances of two failing are kind of minimal. Okay, so you open your big bag, you open your main dry bag, then everything is individually put into and labelled into little dry bags that you know where everything is. You're not rooting through, pulling stuff out. It's all dry. You can literally throw the bag in a river. It is bomb-proof. And I don't understand why you have an issue with it.
Next stop, Zamora. So we're going to Zamora, and my dad is also going to be the one hunting. And that's an area that hasn't been hunted for 7 years, and very big stags, and hopefully we connect on one there.
Mm-hmm.
And after that hunt, by Pepe.
Bye, Pepe.
And we are by our own for the next stop in Leon, which is also like an alpine mountain red stag hunt. And I'll be hunting there with the rifle, and we're going to be sleeping in tents, and I don't know, that would be our start.
Mm-hmm.
From then on, only tents.
Yeah,
so
that's going to be...
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I hate camping, but no mind.
Jack never realized until yesterday that we were camping half of the way.
Yeah, I thought it was like 2 tops. It's like 4. Yeah, but never mind. It's going to be good. It is going to be good fun because as long as the weather's good, camping is nice.
Yeah, but the weather is going to be completely unpredictable. So
yeah, well, that's not what I want to hear, Pedro. But okay,
well, that's what makes camping fun, though.
Yeah,
is it though?
Yeah,
I told him that it was like
put it this
the places that we're going to camp. It's like -5 degrees at night.
It's fine. But put it this way: if you've got bad weather, you get to sleep. Because when we were in Norway,
you can't lose.
Like, what was it? The third day was like Frederick the night before was like, "Oh, we're gonna get gale force winds." Put stones all around the tent, and we got a lion. We got up at like 1 in the afternoon. Because every time we woke up, it was like, oh no, it's the tent's still shaking.
Well, we woke up like for 2 seconds, like, so we keep hunting. We were exhausted.
I am looking forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to hunting with Pepe, but I'm also looking forward to the more tent-based ones as well because it's more wild, isn't it?
Yeah, and from Leon we're gonna drive for 6-7 hours to the east, and we're gonna hunt in the Pyrenees with all my group of buddies. And it's also gonna be tents, but there's like a little separate hut or whatever there that we can cook, and there's like an oven and a barbecue, and one of my friends is a chef, so he has done like pizza one day, like paella. Cordero, like lamb, and
which is the real reason why we've come here.
Yeah,
it's not to film a project. We just want the Spanish food. So far, it's been great, but I'm really looking forward to that one especially.
How was the road here?
Oh, the road here was
perfect.
So good, so good. Tastes just like British road deer.
Which actually, Lewis is missing the Pyrenees. He will leave before that trip. And it will be me and Jack. And after the Pyrenees, we are going to end in Palencia, in my hunting area, where we're going to be hunting alone and with the bow, back with the bow, solitude, no guides, no anything, tents, and it's going to be a bit late on the ride because it's going to be the first week of October, second week of October.
First into second.
Yeah, it's like, kind of. So it's going to be a bit late, but you never know, and hopefully we can connect on a big red stag there.
I think it's quite nice as well that it's kind of towards the end of the rut, and it's so solitary because that's just a nice ending to what's going to be like a super busy 3 weeks. So I think that's a good way to end it because we'll have all the big action.
Yeah, and it's going to be real. So we're not sure what's going to happen, but whatever is going to happen, we are going to tell as it goes. And I don't know what's going to be the plan of filming and
film everything. We don't want to miss a second. Yeah.
We already started filming yesterday. That we went to the gun range to test the rifles. Then we tested the bows before the hunt, and I don't know how much footage we have, and we haven't even started the road trip.
It's going to be data heavy, and this is where like the organizational side comes in, because managing that amount of data and making sure, because we don't have enough SD cards to just swap out for new ones. We're going to have to be absolutely sure that we've backed everything up and then wipe them. So that's going to be a little bit of an anxious moment. But
now, who's the backup manager?
You.
Me? Not a good choice.
Yeah.
You're the micromanager. You've got to sign everything off, Pedro.
So, meant to be 6 hunts. Will probably end up being 3.
No, but the thing will be to plan, to back up everything every day. And another challenge going to be the creative side.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to wear out day by day, so...
But it's good because we'll be getting plenty of sleep. So when it comes to being able to refresh that creative part of ourselves, it won't be a problem, Lewis.
Yeah.
It won't be a problem. Yeah. But I think, we've got a plan for each episode. We've got a different feel for each episode. So as long as we stick to that, I think... and a lot of it's in the editing as well, got to be said. How Vic edits it.
Yeah, blame...
I'm just going to shift that one early on. I'm just going to get that shot in.
Blame the post-production.
Yeah. But I mean, sorry.
No, that the plan will be to share then videos day by day. So instead of sharing like an epic movie or just chapter by chapter, to present the trip day by day or whatever, to try to show the whole thing, not just the kill shot, but also the experiences, interviews with the guides, what's going on, anecdotes, camps, stories, and
from a filming perspective as well, I feel kind of sorry for Vic, because it's easy for us to just record everything, keep swapping out batteries, keep backing stuff up, but she's going to have to sort through editing that. Just to me sounds like a nightmare. She deserves a lot of credit for what's about to come her way, basically. And we'll try and just keep it to the good stuff. But yeah, hopefully we can.
But yeah, plenty of pictures, plenty of video, plenty of Insta stories as well. So
yeah,
make sure you're following Pedro and us, because as much as we try and tag each other, stuff always goes up on separate accounts sometimes, doesn't it? So we'll try and is there signal in most of these places for phones?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
we'll try our best to keep everyone updated
on a daily basis. Yeah.
I have a hard time with Insta stories when someone is filming, because it's like telling the same thing twice. Because you share it to the camera and then you have to share it to Instagram, and it takes you a little bit out of the moment and just of enjoy the moment. But I don't know.
But that's the price you pay for being an influencer, I suppose, Pedro.
There is going to be a lot going on between social and the filming and the photographs. There's going to be so much content to deal with. So.
And did you say we're going to be doing podcasts on the road as well?
Yeah, I think that was a plan, but
okay. Is the last one just going to be silence because we don't want to talk to each other anymore? It's just going to be half an hour of just nothing.
Lewis couldn't come to this podcast because we buried him in the backcountry.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of days together, but we will see. Which one do you think is the location or what do you expect?
I'm really looking forward to Acornland, because you guys do that silent driven hunt there every year with the bows, don't you? And
yeah.
I've wanted to go. We've wanted to go on that, both, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
For like the last 2 years, and we've never been able to make it happen. So we've seen like all the Insta stories of when that's happening, and seen the place through your phone. So being able to get there in person is going to be awesome, I think. And apparently they make nice lemon tarts. So
yeah, we've heard the cakes are great in Acornland.
Yeah, I mean, I think we didn't think properly how to plan this trip, because we're gonna start from the best lodge, best hunting ground. Everything is gonna be super nice, and we're gonna end up in the worst place with a tiny tent and
no food.
Yeah.
No. To be fair though, the amount of food you've packed, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine on the food front. It's snacks. You're not a big snacker, which is a problem for us.
Yeah.
I am a big snacker.
Really? I don't
Your
think we
car's
don't think
empty. You've got nothing in your car.
Yeah.
And then
Because I eat it all.
Yeah.
then we tell you when you stop to get snacks and you like bring one bag of Doritos. And, like, for 3 guys. Should be like 1 each at least.
It's not healthy food, Lewis.
We just need calories at this point, Pedro. Just calories. Gonna lose so much weight on this trip.
We've only done some packing and range day and I'm already hungry.
Yeah.
No, but we packed some dried food, like dry. How do we call those?
Like dehydrated food.
Yeah. Camp food.
I can foresee that we're not gonna eat those
Why?
Not.
because we're gonna end up buying like eggs and morcilla and chorizo.
Yeah, just packing in way too much food, probably.
I don't know, but we will see. And I don't know what else. If there was.
Got some questions about short length.
What equipment are you guys bringing in terms of camera gear?
Well, we were hoping to have some new cameras for this trip. Sony just released some new cameras, but they've not made it. I think they're being shipped out next week or something.
We might get them next week, which would be good.
But so we were hoping to have a camera body for filming and a camera body for stills each. So 2 cameras each, and then we usually run 28 or 24 to 70 lens, and then a 70 to 200, both f2.8. That just, well, I don't know. I've tried using primes in the field, but it's like all the changing, and you know, if it's raining, you've then got to try and like hide your camera, and I don't know. And if you drop back too far, you've then got to run up to maintain the same shots, and I don't know. I feel like a variable zoom scope lens is a lot easier to manage.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the one I have that is not as good, but it's the 24 to 240.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because for bow hunting, like you can have an animal at 90 meters and then it can come to 25 and you don't have much movement to. So I think sometimes you have to sacrifice quality to get minutes of action.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can have made the best looking shot, but if it's only 5 seconds, you cannot put it on a video because it doesn't have.
Yeah. And especially on these type of hunts, versatility of your kit is just like, it's one of the most important things. As long as there's, like you said, like there's a decent standard in terms of quality, just the most versatile setup you can get. Something light, something fast. And so, you know, the new cameras we're getting that are coming out, the new Sony A7S3s, they're super versatile for this kind of stuff. And film really good resolutions at really good frame rates. So, we're really looking forward to getting our hands on those. But at the moment, we'll just be using the normal A7 IIIs for the first week, and then switching to the higher quality videos. So,
and then for audio, then we just use the same basic shotgun mic on the front road, and then lav mics, which you're a big fan of having both.
Yeah,
I think it makes a big difference to be able to hear the hunter properly, but at the same time to have a shotgun mic just in case, especially with the rat, that the sound of the animal, it's so important. It's important to have both sounds at the same time.
Yeah.
And if something happens with one, you can just shut it up and use the other one. So.
Yeah, there's a lot going on when you're filming one of these hunts, because you're worrying about all the camera settings. You're worrying about two lines of audio and their levels. You know, you're worrying about the exposure, keeping up what lens you've got on. There's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So
I like the headphones.
The headphone idea. Yeah, so you can speak to us.
Yeah, we have filmed a lot with headphones. Mm-hmm. And it's great for bow hunting because you can basically don't be looking to the camera guy, but talking through the lap mic. And he will get all the instructions. Like, I'm going to shoot the second on the right. Wait, don't move now. And you can just barely talk to the lap mic and he will be able to listen. So
I think as well, one of the reasons we really want to have a separate camera for stills and video is because of the way you set up because obviously some people might not know this, but the way you set up a camera for video is pretty much completely different to the way you'd want to set it up for stills, because obviously with video frame rates, you've got your frame rate set, it might be like 60 frames or 100 frames, and then you double the shutter speed and you don't really move from there. So then you've obviously got to control exposures and stuff. But then if you have to then switch to stills, you might want to change the shutter speed to, something higher to catch faster movements, and then you've got to change ISOs and f-stops. Kind of, you end up playing with the camera quite a lot when you're trying to go between stills and stuff. So when we were in Bulgaria, Jack was doing a lot of the filming, and I was doing more of the stills on a longer range lens. So that's kind of why we wanted two separate bodies as well, just to note that.
And when you're tired. It's the fourth hunt or whatever. Mistakes can be made.
Yeah.
And when you make like a really good kill shot, or whatever, like that is just that you want to be absolutely certain that you've not fiddled with your settings. You don't want to be last minute stopping you from putting in a stalk because we're like trying to revert the settings because you just saw a nice picture to take and you flipped them. So like having two cameras is just, you've got to swap round and you've got to carry more kit, but it's worth it because you end up with better stuff at the end of the day.
One of the hardest things I found is the balance between how many photos you want and how much video you want. Because every nice photo, it's a nice video clip.
Yeah. It's the constant battle we have in our head. Yeah. Sometimes you can get both, but that's probably 9 times out of 10 you've got to choose.
I mean, for this project, because it's primarily a video project, then obviously we'll be prioritizing video. So, people might not see a load of action-packed pictures on Instagram feeds coming off of this, because like you said, if something's coming through the bush, then you want to be rolling the camera in video, waiting for something to happen, waiting for them to roar, and then maybe, which is why we kind of wanted the new ones, because we could film in 4K. So then that makes screen grabbing kind of possible. With 1080p, it's just not really. Yeah. You just get so many imperfections that it doesn't make a good picture. So, but hopefully we'll be able to get kill shots on camera early, and then we can kind of say there's a bit more leniency then for, let's get some nice pictures while it's coming into range, and then
this kind of thing will hit a rhythm as well, though, won't it? I mean, we have been working despite COVID, we've been working the past few weeks. So we're really, camera work is also being familiar with the camera, because if you put the camera down for 6 months and then pick it up again, you can't expect to be just as fluent and just as, fluid in operating it, and you're, getting your eye in and stuff. So we have been working the past couple of weeks anyway. So this is just, by the end of it, we're going to be so slick.
And the thing is that I think it makes a big difference for a camera guy is if he edits videos.
Yeah.
Because when you edit a video or produce a video, you find a lot of your own mistakes. Like I should have ended up this day and make a closing shot of this day and a beginning shot of this day or whatever. And in this project, especially that we're going to be filming day by day videos, it's super important
that they flow.
Yeah, that they flow, and that you video things that you may have videoed the day before, video it again, because if not, that day will not have a flow.
Yeah, absolutely. And stuff that you might think, I've just done that yesterday, or I did that the day before, but it might not make it to those videos. Bic might cut it. It might not, but you still got to have the variety there as well. So, but that's what's handy about working with someone like you, Pedro, is because you understand it. We don't have to explain it. In fact, you end up explaining a lot of stuff to us on how you want things to look.
There is nothing worse than
you touch my settings.
The hunter checking the settings on the camera.
Why you don't put the frame rate up, eh?
Yeah. Or peeking over through the photos like trophy shot.
There's nothing worse than you come off the mountain after a long day and you're like, give me the camera, I want to look through, and you're just like, don't even talk to me right now, Pedro.
Well, I have a hard time because I'm used to filming also myself.
Yeah.
So it creates me a bit of anxiety to don't see what you guys are filming or photo it because I don't have the idea on my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Of what can be missing or what we need or what.
Yeah, that anxiety must be super tough when you're just hunting. Yeah, just really super tough. I have absolutely no sympathy for you. I'm sorry.
Let's see what happens. And I don't know what else.
Any questions?
Not really. What would be the difference between bow hunting and rifle hunting? Filming wise.
Rifle hunting is just so much easier to film. You get time.
I think from a camera perspective, it's kit as well, because obviously you rely quite heavily on long lenses for rifle hunts, especially the ones that we're used to, because like Scotland, for example, you're going to be shooting a stag at between 100 and 200. So to get a real nice frame of, a kill shot or animal roaring or something like that, we've got a 200 to 600 mil lens, and then you probably put a doubler on it as well, and then so you're looking at filming up to 1200 mil.
And it's crazy that the lens is so big and heavy, but still the animal is not.
Yeah,
it never gets big on the camera.
Yeah, it's never massive.
But but then with bow hunting, obviously you're trying to get, because you don't really ever get the rifle and the animal in the same shot in a hunting film normally. Sometimes you can, if the animal's quite close or it lines up well. But with bow hunting, you can't. That's kind of what you want. You want to be able, because it's so close. You want that bow hunter in the frame with the animal sometimes, because you want to create that perception of, look how close it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I
think they're harder. I think they're generally harder, higher stakes to film. Because if you mess up, it takes. I think it takes more work to get back to that point
with a bow. Yeah.
With a bow than it does with a rifle. A rifle is so little pressure in comparison, because you set the tripod up, long lens, yeah, cool. That's cool. The animal's not moving. I'm going to film you. There's very little pressure in that situation. Whereas with you've got a window to shoot it. We've got a window to shoot you shooting it. So it's there's a much higher pressure situation.
Yeah, and everything is so close that every single movement or every single...
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no room for error with that one.
I'll wait for you guys to say, okay, there's nothing more distracting than when you have to ask the camera, you have it? When you're at full draw? Seriously. No, but it's something that you want to make sure that... It might be like a second or whatever. It's like, wait a second, now.
Yeah.
But when you say that, it completely takes...
Yeah.
So to have the confidence on a camera guy that knows how you hunt or how you take the shot or what's the rhythm and all that makes the whole difference, because you draw back and you know that.
Absolutely. And, with the amount of practice we're going to get on this trip...
No, I think the good thing about this trip is that since we're going to be only 3 days on each location, we're going to be fresh all the time, kind of. I think it's worse when you have been 10 days on the same location.
Right.
That you are tired of the same type of trees, same type of camp. This is going to be constantly changing with people and all that. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about it like that.
Okay, so I don't know. Let's see what happens. We'll keep you guys posted. Be sure to follow Slotsmedia, my account. We'll share it in Insta stories, live videos. All these will go basically to YouTube. I'm not sure when we will be releasing the daily videos, but we will try to do live updates and some stuff directly from the field. And lovely t-shirts that these guys made from the project. So if you want to represent and join Stag culture, be sure to check them out and support the filming. And that's it.
Yeah, we look forward to doing it.
Thanks for coming.
Let's get started.
Yeah, we've still got to pack the car.
You have so much room that I'm going to start packing sleepers.
Don't you dare bring anything else to put in that car.
I packed some sleepers.
What sleepers?
Slippers.
Oh, slippers.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah,
I do.
And a pyjama too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
and your dressing gown? Your robe?
What rope?
Like a,
No,
like a
because it
dressing
uses a kimono.
Kimono.
It's just the random bags of stuff you have. You're like, oh, we might need that. Well, you haven't needed it before, Pedro.
The gimbal.
The gimbal can go. The gimbal is not needed. We are the gimbals.
All right, so thanks everyone for joining. I don't know if there is any questions. I don't know if there is anyone left here in the live video, but that's it.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.